Hello, welcome to MDAS9 installation instruction. First, let's get to know the parts we will use for this installation guide video. We have here the main unit. Main unit's power cables, analog cable, contactless CAN reader, PCI box, indicator that notifies the driver of lanes and vehicle in front, SD card for saving video recordings, video out cable, FMS integration cable, and vibration unit. Now let's start with the installation. There are two ways you can connect MDAS9 to the vehicle. One is by receiving CAN data from vehicle, and another is wiring directly with each analog signal. This time, we'll use CAN data to receive vehicle information. We will first connect the power cable. The power cable should be connected to ACC or key-on power of the vehicle. As you can see in the video, wrap the end of the wire in the fuse and plug the fuse in. The ground wire must be connected to the chassis of the car, like so. A cautionary note: when connecting the power cable, do not connect with any cables that is related to vehicle's primary functions, such as airbags, brake system, etc. Next, we connect the wire that is used to bring the vehicle's CAN data into the MDAS. In every vehicle, there's a connector harness called OBD2. As you can see here, the CAN high cable can be found grouped with the black ground cables. The wire that is in the opposite pin is the CAN low. You can also see that these cables are relatively curled compared to the other cables. Inside the CAN readers, place the CAN high and low as indicated by CAN H and CAN L. Place the cables accordingly and shut the box firmly. Now the device is able to receive vehicle speed, turn signals, brake, and RPM data. As you can see for this video, we are using a passenger vehicle. The main cable comes out to the top side of the vehicle for better cable arrangement. If the vehicle you are installing is a bus or a truck, the cable's exit needs to be rearranged to come out from the opposite side. Before attaching the main unit to the windshield, clean the windshield surface to remove any impurities. To remove the bottom cover, press in on the points where the thumbs are and slide down. And you will see two screws used to fixate the top cover. Remove the screws to open the top cover, and you'll see the lever for adjusting the camera's angle. Remove the camera protection film and the plastic film of the adhesives. Place the main unit in the very center of the vehicle. If you can't, the unit can be placed slightly off to the right or left, but for optimal performance, the center of the windshield is recommended. The indicator should be attached in a place where it does not directly interfere with the driver's view, like so. After every parts are located in their desired positions, now it's time to connect them to the PCI box. Now we are finished with the actual physical installation of the MDAS9, and we will move on to the calibration. Before calibration, we need to download the data file for the specific type of vehicle. Here is the server where we store and manage the MDAS vehicle data files. Choose the car manufacturer, and then the car model and the year of the model. Click on the document under the Details column. Download the files you need. And now we are ready to enter into the calibration. Use the micro 5-pin cable to connect MDAS with the computer. When you hear entering calibration mode in your language, go to an internet browser, such as Chrome or Internet Explorer. In the address, type 10.0.0.1 and press the Enter key to get into the calibration page. The first step is choosing the vehicle data file. Prior to this, the installer needs to know if the vehicle is to be connected via CAN bus, analog, or combination of both. For this instance, we are receiving speed, turn signals, brake signals through CAN bus. So we will be connecting the MDAS9 using only through the CAN bus. In the Vehicle Info tab, click on the Choose File button. Select the file you have downloaded previously and click on the right arrow button to go on to the next page. Next is the Vehicle Signal Check page. Here you check the connection between the vehicle's CAN bus and MDAS9. The speed stays at 0 at full stop, but if you move the vehicle forward a little, you can see that the number changes according to the speed that you are driving. To check the turn signals, simply turn on right-left signals, and if you've connected the signal cables correctly, the arrow buttons on the page should blink along with the signals. You can also check the brake by simply stepping down on the brake pedal, and the button with a circle on the screen should turn on. We won't be using the RPM cable for this video, since it's only used on special occasions. So let's move on to the next page. Next is the camera location setup. Measure the camera's height as accurately as possible. Input the data in the designated slot. For camera center, put 0 if you placed the camera exactly center of the windshield. If the camera had to be placed off the center to the right, input the distance between the camera and the center on the slot. If the camera had to be placed off the center to the left, input the distance from the center to the camera but in the negative. The distance in camera to the wheel slot is the perpendicular distance from the camera lens to the wheel center. Vehicle's width is defined by the distance between two front wheel end to end. Camera to bumper is the horizontal distance from the camera lens to the front of the vehicle's bumper. Next is the camera angle setup. Use the lever of the camera to move the lens up and down. Locate the horizon in between the two red lines going across the screen and click the next arrow button. This page is for detailed adjustment of the camera angle. A yellow line should appear, and you can move this line by the up and down buttons on the screen. Match the yellow line exactly to the horizon or the line on the plaque and click the next button. In the hood line setup, you can remove the hood line of the car from the camera's view. Place the red line where the hood ends. Now, we move on to the setting of each function. First is the LDW. You can turn the function on and off, set the activation speed, and adjust the sensitivity of the warning. If you want for the warning to be repeated until the driver comes back safely to the lane, you can turn on the Repeat LDW option. There is also an option for changing the warning sound. After choosing the desired settings, click on the next arrow button. The setting of FCW is next. Similar to the LDW, you can turn the function on and off, change the sensitivity, repeat the FCW warning until returning to safety, and change the warning sound. You can also choose Sync with Brake option, and the warning will stop whenever the brake is activated. After choosing the desired settings, click on the next arrow button. Next is the SDA setting. Here you can turn the function on or off and change the sensitivity. The repeated SDA is used to warn the driver continuously, as long as there is a vehicle in the safety distance detection range. After choosing the desired settings, click on the next arrow button. The PCW function can be turned on/off, and the sound of the warning can be changed. This page is for advanced ADAS setup. Here, you can turn on or off the FPW function and set its sensitivity. The FVSA function can also be turned on or off here. The dashcam setup is next. Select your region and input the time. You can choose the DVR to be recorded with or without voice, and the sensitivity level of the gravity sensor. Driving log with video option registers the vehicle's driven speed and ADAS events along with the progress of recordings. Recording ratio can also be set here. After choosing the desired settings, click on the next arrow button. Next, we have the fleet management setup. The speed limit warning can be turned on so that the system warns you if the driver goes over the chosen speed. In case of connecting and integrating the MDAS9 to a communication terminal, select the correct signal speed rate. Lock volume button control is used to prohibit the drivers from changing the settings with the main unit or indicator. Brake time alarm will sound if the driver has driven more than the time set in this slot. Last on this page is the setting for the vibration unit. The vibration warnings can be applied to the LDW, FCW, and PCW warnings. If you select on for these three options, the warning will be given only through the vibration unit without audible warnings. If you want both sound and vibration warnings, select both. After choosing the desired settings, click on the next arrow button. This is the final step of the calibration, the miscellaneous settings. Here you can set the speed unit, video outs format, and the language of the voice guide. If you turn on the indicator buzzer, the sound will come out of the indicator speaker instead of the main units. Go to the next page for the final confirmation of the settings. If you are finished with all the settings, click Complete. The export vehicle profile can come in very handy when installing many of the same vehicles. You can click on the button to download the setting on a file, which can be used for the next calibrations. Now with the completion of the calibration, it's time for a test drive. Let's move on to the test drive. This is pedestrian collision warning. This is lane departure warning. MDAS shows time to collision in numbers like this. It means that if we keep moving in this speed, there could be a collision in 1.4 seconds. This is forward collision warning. Thank you for watching MDAS installation video.